Hey guys, welcome back. Now, after a very bloody month in March, April is here, bringing spring, but the question is this the month where everything begins to turn around? And this is despite the launch of Liberation Day in the US, with Trump imposing tariffs on every country around the world. Now, knowing Trump, this is either going to be a massive success or massive failure, and time will tell. In this video, as always, we'll be looking at the latest price action, as there's certainly been a lot of volatility lately, and the key levels to watch. Then, where are we in crypto's 4-year cycle? And in fact, is the 4-year cycle still intact? And then we'll finish with the biggest developments from all around the world in just the past couple of weeks. Okay, so with the recent launch of Liberation Day, and already we're seeing lots of volatility, let's take a look at what is going on. Okay, so we're starting with the Bitcoin chart on the daily, and what do we see? Well, after this most recent big correction, we all know by now that we saw from top to bottom, it's about 30% for Bitcoin. And the good news is that even with this massive global tariff implementation by Trump, the bottom did hold. So the bottom that was set 12th of March, around 76,000, is still intact. And Bitcoin today, as we record, April the 4th, we are just in the pre-market, but Bitcoin is already having a little bounce. So if Bitcoin is an indication, then it seems to have absorbed these global tariff threats. So the line in the sand is still 76,000 being the key level to watch. And when we jump into 2017, the question is it going to continue with a similar path to this year? Where in this year we saw several drops, 32%, 35%, 40, 30, and then almost 45%. This is the one that is really similar to what we're going through right now. Not quite as bad. This one was 35%, but it did bottom around this April time. And if this is any indication, then April to May, so this next coming month, this would be the recovery month. And by the end of this month, this would take us back to the previous all-time high. So that is probably the main thing that I'm looking for April. Is this going to keep repeating, and is April going to be the recovery month? So that's what Bitcoin is saying. However, the stock market is saying something slightly different. If we jump into the S&P 500, also a major index to watch, then this didn't fare so well on Liberation Day. So the stock market took this very hard, and it did in fact set new lows. So the stock market, S&P 500 and Bitcoin are both saying different things. So there's a battle going on between Bitcoin and stocks. And already we're in early, so the pre-market has been open at the time of this recording about half an hour, and already S&P is down again 0.76 and the Nasdaq 0.4. So today is going to be a really important day. Will this continue down, or is there going to be a sharp reversal? And if Bitcoin is anything to go by, as of right now, it's looking relatively strong. Now, jumping into crypto's 4-year cycle, and what are the main things jumping out to me here? Well, the question was, is this still intact? Well, one of the first things is what we're going through right now, which is this big sideways consolidation with some downwards movement, which in technical analysis would still be a bull flag. A sharp move to the upside and then fading down is a bull flag. And isn't this just the same thing that's happened ever since the big bottom? sideways consolidation, sharp move up, bull flag, sharp move up, bull flag, sharp move up, bull flag, sharp move up. This one was a little bit different as this was the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs where we had a double move up, and boy did we pay for it. A massive bull flag fading down and then another bull flag here. So this is just a stepping stones, stepping stones, stepping stones, stepping stones, stepping stones, stepping stones, all the way from bottom to top. So even with the crazy Trump tariffs, Bitcoin hasn't set a new low. So that is pretty bullish. And this pattern that we're going through right now, this is like the 7th time this has happened over the past couple of years. So question is, over the next 30 days, are we going to get this recovery month taking us back to the previous all-time highs? And then if the market does top out around this time, and we're thinking between a 10 and 15x, about 150 to 250,000 Bitcoin. Well, if this is the recovery month, then there's still plenty of time to get another nice big run, another massive big pullback, and another nice big run. Something to that effect. So interesting times, and weirdly enough, that even in the biggest bull markets, it still feels like a bear market. But if you're feeling crap right now, that is a really big indication that you're hovering around the bottom. So this next month is very, very key. Now, starting with some good news for Solana, even though it's been absolutely hammered, we have BlackRock expanding its build fund, its tokenized money market fund to Solana, which is massive news when BlackRock is behind Solana. Also for Solana, we had Fidelity launching or aiming to launch a Solana ETF. So amazing news going on behind the scenes for Solana. Also, we have BNB joining the club, getting its own ETF listing with VanEck. So this joins the likes of Bitcoin, obviously Ethereum, and the next ones in line being Solana, XRP, Litecoin, and now BNB. Now, just a couple of days ago, we also saw that BlackRock had registered as a crypto asset firm in the UK. And until Trump got elected, the UK was following the US and being very anti-crypto. So the fact that BlackRock and recently Coinbase have just registered in the UK, it looks like the UK is going to begin opening its doors to crypto. And my big guess is that we will soon be getting access to BlackRock's ETF that's already live in the US. I believe it's just gone live in Europe, and the UK is probably next. So this will be excellent for all UK investors to be able to buy into a Bitcoin ETF with our retirement money and in a tax efficient way. Now, plenty more companies that have joined the club of adding Bitcoin to the corporate balance sheet. We saw GameStop raising an impressive 1.5 billion to do that. Also, in India, they've had their first company, Jet King, which I believe is an IT company, have also put Bitcoin as a reserve asset. And this is despite that India still has really high taxes on Bitcoin. However, I'm guessing they're betting that this is going to be changing over the next year, in which case, first mover advantage. But this Bitcoin reserve asset by companies is beginning to spread worldwide. So this is great to see. We see our next big crypto company, Circle, which is the company behind the USDC stablecoin, has filed to go public in late April on the New York Stock Exchange. So the next big IPO coming our way. And things are really heating up with stablecoins right now. It looks like the US is very close to passing a stablecoin bill, which will open yet another massive floodgates from the traditional financial markets. And then to finish, and this is probably the biggest thing that is going to be happening next week. Next week, we have the US CPI print. And again, Trueflation at the beginning of April has had another big drop. And it's saying US inflation right now is 1.35%. And the government reported is 2.8. So this is less than half. Now, this is probably the biggest thing that's going to happen next week. The CPI is getting released on Thursday, so less than 1 week away. And if we see a massive drop in inflation, if US inflation can get below 2%, it is going to open the floodgates to the crypto market. This would probably be the biggest and best thing that could happen to crypto next week. A big drop similar to this in US inflation. It means the Fed will have hit its target. It means it can end QT. It means it can start stimulus. So Trueflation, show us all that you know what you're talking about. Next Thursday, fingers crossed for a nice drop. If we can get it down to 2% or below, it's going to be massive. After a very bloody March, April is now here, and is this the month where everything begins to turn around? So far, the local bottom in March has held, even though global tariffs are now in place. From what I can see, there's still plenty of time for Bitcoin and crypto to reach new all-time highs this year in the 4-year cycle. And despite everything going on, the crypto developments from all around the world just keep coming in thick and fast, setting up the next epic phase in the crypto bull market. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now, although everything pretty much sucks in the crypto market right now, remember, everything is cyclical and it's only a matter of time until the next big phase begins. If you do have any burning questions, then simply use super thanks below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new super thanks commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use super thanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like. And a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.